So there was some mild controversy in the D&D space when Brendan Lee Mulligan was just like, oh yeah, now you can just fucking have that. I think it was Sam Riegel, which I don't think surprises anyone. So Brendan calls for like a charisma check or something like that, and Sam does an epic speech, and Brendan's like, forget the role, you can just fucking have that. I haven't seen the thing, I don't super care. So sometimes as a DM, you need to reward what's going on. Now, plenty of people were just like, well, if you're not having people actually roll for things, then it's just like who can act better or whatever. There have been a bunch of criticisms around why Brennan should have still made Sam roll for things or maybe lowered the DC because it was like a good speech or whatever. These are all good, reasonable criticisms. Sometimes as a DM, you just gotta reward your players. When your players are actively going out of their way to interact with the medium, to interact with each other, to get each other hyped, especially, you have to reward that. I was in this really difficult position as a DM when one of the characters who has very low intelligence, and we were playing that not as though they're. I hate the way people play low intelligence. The idea was that they just had really dumb ideas. So this player was a cleric of Hades, and now they went down into a tomb to stop a necromancer from doing a thing. Can't go letting necromancers do things. And some of the party started like looting some of the bodies, like some of the tombs and things in the crypt. And so I had the cleric roll. It's like, do you think that Hades would think that this is a good thing to do? And she rolled like a 2, and she had like a -3 to intelligence. And I'm like, and this just kept on happening. Just every time that I'm like, do you think that Hades would think this is a good idea? She keeps on rolling so low, and it's so funny. And they are playing these characters really, really well. They're getting each other hyped. They're having so much fun. And that is the best thing around the table. It's like you rolled like a -1 on whether or not your god would like what you're doing. It's like, oh yeah, Hades would be super down with you looting all these corpses. Like everyone around the table is having more and more fun. Sure, Hades would technically want to punish your character, but I'm like, I need to reward this behavior. I ended up kind of making an ant god. It's the same kind of thing when your party comes to you like one week and is like, hey, we figured out how to abuse these spells to do 300 damage a turn, and you're like, well, damn. So I could just veto that, but what you're telling me is that you got on a call or on text and you were like really thinking about the world and really interacting and getting each other excited about coming next week and doing your thing. I'm like, I should tell you, no, you can't do 300 damage a turn, but I still need to reward the fact that you and everyone else were just getting each other hyped when I wasn't looking. And when one of the players does a good speech, that's exactly the kind of time when you and the DM just like, you get a reward. I'm rewarding that. The usual way is like with inspiration or a plot point or something like that, but just as equally just being like, yeah, don't bother rolling for that. Yeah, that worked. All of the other criticisms are fair, but if you don't reward effort, I mean, have fun with that.